Happy Thanksgiving, guys. In today's video, CNN attacks Joe Rogan.
He shifted because more of his listeners shifted, right, and that's where his money and his audience could come from.
Also, libs have now coined the word deer as a slur.
Please do not address a grown woman as dear in a condescending tone.
And Gavin Newsom has declared war with Elon Musk.
We will intervene if the Trump administration eliminates the federal tax credit.
It's no secret that Joe Rogan endorsed Trump in this past election. This has CNN scrambling for answers, and the answer that they came up with just might shock you.
I think what he ended up seeing was an American political sphere that shifted, and he found ways. He's a lot smarter than people give him credit for. He found ways to walk into where those people were. Yes, he was a proud, ultra leftist, and then he became a proud person on the right, largely because he saw shifting towards the right, and that's where his money and his audience could come from. He shifted because more of his listeners shifted, and that's where he drove it to. That's nothing more than consumerism at work.
Which of his beliefs changed in the past 10 years? It's really hard to point out which of his beliefs.
But can I zoom out from him? Because I think there is this, and I see you nodding as well, this kind of bigger question.
So Ms. Cross clearly does not know Joe Rogan. She hasn't even been on his podcast. She has no idea what she's talking about, but she calls herself a Democratic strategist. No wonder the Democratic Party is in trouble. Now, Joe Rogan's journey mirrors that of many Americans who feel increasingly disconnected from traditional media narratives, right? Joe Rogan endorsed Bernie Sanders. Then he endorses Trump. You know what Bernie Sanders and Trump have in common? They believe in a populist agenda. They believe in promoting economic policies that benefits the average Joe and not policies that benefits corporations, donors, and elites. However, she's supposed to be a Democratic strategist. She's supposed to know this. She can't think clearly about this issue, which is why there's another gentleman on that podcast that actually gave the clear answer on what's going on here. So let's hear what he had to say.
Bernie Sanders had no problem going on Joe Rogan years ago when Joe Rogan endorsed him. I've been on Rogan's show 3 times. I've probably heard over 100 hours of it in the past decade. A decade ago, Joe Rogan was a Bernie Sanders supporter who would get emotional talking about how important it is to legalize marijuana, who would get emotional talking about how important it is to get Christianity out of politics, in particular on the abortion issue, who had a host of left-wing opinions, including about healthcare, and liberals drove him away by calling him a racist, unearthing jokes he made, calling him a misogynist, really with no evidence.
When you make racist
calling him
jokes
a transphobe,
about people of color,
calling him a
people
lot
calling
of
you
comedians
racist is likely going to
jokes
happen.
all the time. Calling him transphobic because he didn't like
He
seeing
also didn't
Fallon
love the
Fox
vaccine thing, right?
beating up.
To our point earlier.
That also used to be a left-wing opinion, to be against vaccines like 20 years ago. Again, so he actually hasn't shapeshifted very much, to your point. The Democratic Party has shapeshifted and driven him away and alienated his followers.
So if you think about it, priorities like free speech, economic opportunity, pragmatic governance are no longer represented by the left. Okay, it's out the window. Rogan's massive following indicates a growing trust in independent voices over legacy media outlets, which is why you're going to continue to hear people like her attack Joe Rogan. They're also going to attack Elon Musk. Why? Because these are two of the biggest disruptors besides Trump when it comes to the legacy media. They no longer have the monopoly on truth. Now, speaking of President-elect Trump, he put out his Thanksgiving message on social media. Let's take a look at that. So here it is on X. Happy Thanksgiving to all, including to the radical left lunatics who have worked so hard to destroy our country, but have miserably failed and will always fail because their ideas and policies are so hopelessly bad that the great people of our nation just gave a landslide victory to those who want to make America great again. Don't worry, our country will soon be respected, productive, fair, and strong, and you will be, more than ever before, proud to be an American. Now, he wasn't the only person to put out a Thanksgiving message. So did the vice president, and you just have to take a look at it. Check this out.
Greetings, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving.
Today, we come together to reflect on what we are thankful for and to share our appreciation for one another. Surrounded by family, friends, and those we cherish, we cook our favorite recipes, we share family stories, serve those in need, and give thanks for our blessings.
On Thanksgiving, we also express our gratitude as a nation for our service members and their families who sacrifice so much to protect our nation and our most sacred values.
We are truly grateful for their service.
So again, from our family to yours,
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Now, that was what Kamala Harris had to say for Thanksgiving, which is contributing to this reaction from the media, who's reporting these Thanksgiving messages in such a biased way, which we're going to call it out here. And the reason why we're going to do it is because today's sponsor is Ground News. Head over to ground.news/Devori to check them out today. So as I stated, we know that the media is going to cover these messages in such a different way, which is why when you go over to Ground News and you search up this story like I did, you're able to see the way that it's being reported. So this tool is going to bring in all of the articles that are identified as left-leaning and then articles that are identified as right-leaning. So if we take a look at what the left is saying, Trump comes undone, posts unhinged late-night Thanksgiving message. Now let's compare it to the right. Trump delivers Thanksgiving message to radical left lunatics. Such a big contrast, right? Which is why this tool will always show you a biased distribution score, essentially meaning that which way does this story overall lean? Does it lean more to the left or does it lean more to the right? And one of the most powerful features of this tool is called blind spot. These are stories that are disproportionately covered by one side of the political spectrum. And that is why I love this tool, because it allows me to see the difference in the reporting and it will help you do the same thing. So all you have to do is head over to ground.news/Devori, scan the QR code on the screen, hit the link in our description or pinned comment so you can get 50% off the Vantage plan that gives you access to all of the features that I showed you in this video and clearly your ability to do your own research. Now, it's not just the way that the media outlets are reporting the news, it's also how they put their thumb on the scale when it comes to free speech and what can be said and what can't be said. So this next story is going to blow your mind. Let's listen to this exchange from CNN host Abby Phillips, who loses it when a guest on her panel calls another guest the word dear.
Investigate just to be clear, this investigation began under Donald Trump.
Okay, and all during, the bottom line is the DOJ said there's nothing there.
No, they didn't. Yes, they did. They said they didn't have enough to indict. That shouldn't be the standard.
No, it's a charge, dear.
Okay,
no,
dear.
No,
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you for the apology. Okay,
hold on. I'm just going to stop it right here because we're not going to get off on a wrong foot. Please do not address a grown woman as dear in a condescending tone. Do not do that at my table. You can continue.
Okay, so clearly what you're watching is where CNN is so concerned about what words are being used that the whole point of the conversation goes out the window, right? And the other thing about this, it just shows you how obsessed they are with being politically correct and really censoring speech, right? They want to choose what words can be used and also what these words might mean, right? Now, we know what he meant, but they love to change around the meaning to suit their own narrative, right? Let's look at what other people are saying in the comment section. Myron Gaines writes, the mainstream media is cooked. No wonder views keep going down. So the left doesn't know what a woman is, but claim dear is an anti-woman slur. Another person wrote, at this point, it's pretty obvious the media is on a mission to destroy themselves on purpose. Paul wrote, yet another reason why no one takes CNN seriously. They censor you at every turn. This person wrote, women are anti-women now since trans men are the real women, apparently. Now, this person wrote, honestly, I kind of get it. Dear should be used in an endearing way for someone you have affection for. The way he uses it here is a bit patronizing and robs the word of its actual sense. Okay. So even if he was being patronizing, to literally have a meltdown over that is being way too sensitive. I guess when you're really sensitive about being politically correct, every word can offend you, right? Now, there's another person out there who's truly offended, and now they're creating policy decisions because of how offended they are. And that is Gavin Newsom. He is now pushing a new EV rebate proposal for California, but will not include Tesla.
Governor Gavin Newsom proposing a revival of the state's clean vehicle rebate program to replace the federal funds in jeopardy. In a statement on Monday, Governor Newsom said, we will intervene if the Trump administration eliminates the federal tax credit, doubling down on our commitment to clean air and green jobs in California. The governor's office says the proposal includes a state-funded rebate and a potential market cap to encourage competition. the market cap could exclude companies whose sales account for a certain number of total EV sales. The office did not confirm what the market share limit would be. Newsom says there are more than 100 different EV models out there, but it's no secret Tesla dominates the market. Even with sales declining, according to the California New Car Dealers Association, Tesla accounts for more than half of all EV sales in the state. If this happens, experts say Tesla sales could keep dropping.
And yes, Elon Musk did respond. He said, even though Tesla is the only company who manufactures their EVs in California, this is insane. So just think about it for a second. You have an American company who manufactures their American car in America, and not just anywhere in America, but in California. And this is how you treat the company. Why? Because it's about politics. It's personal to Gavin Newsom, right? Instead of putting California first, he's putting his own personal agenda first. And that's why you're seeing Democrats in California call this out for what it is. Here is Congressman Ro Khanna saying this: Tesla makes over 550,000 vehicles in Fremont, in my district, and employs over 20,000 people. Let's not play politics with keeping manufacturing in California. It'd be foolish to exclude Tesla had we learned nothing from snubbing Elon Musk at the Biden EV summit. Now, in the comments section, there is a post I want you guys to hear because it really represents this entire video. Check this out. Kelly Wright, what he says is this: I've been a Democrat since I was 13. I've been paid staff, an elected officer in my state, and worked on more campaigns and recounts than I can remember. Not this year. How did we become the party of censorship? Liz Cheney and cruelly and capriciously killing pet squirrels. Ro, the party is yours to rebuild. Good luck with that. At least you seem to have a clue. And then another person wrote, exactly. While Gavin Newsom feeds his ego with photo ops and empty talk about creating jobs, Tesla is actually delivering 550,000 cars and 20,000 real jobs in California. Snubbing Elon Musk is just Newsom putting politics over progress. Share your opinion in the comment section below. I mean, a lot of these stories are baffling to me, especially the whole Gavin Newsom story attacking Elon Musk, which is really just punishing all the people who work at Tesla and people who obviously buy the vehicles. That's a whole nother thing. Let me know what you guys think about that. And of course, CNN attacking Joe Rogan, talking about him endorsing Trump was for financial reasons. Okay, yeah, got it. Now, CNN wasn't the only people to have a meltdown. In fact, yesterday, Joy Reid, or Deranged Reid that is, had a special message for people who are Trump supporters for Thanksgiving. You're going to want to take a look at it because, again, this highlights the mental health crisis in our country, and it also highlights what you should do about people, what you should do about it if you have family members who think like her. I share a special message about that in that video. So if you guys want to take a look at that, all you have to do is click on it because it's coming up right now.